I once asked a client, why did they start Airbnb business?
Why did you start? Obviously, service accommodation and short-term rental business.
Yeah, so we wanted to rent to have cash flow to buy properties eventually.
Yeah.
So we're looking between initially rent HMO and rent SA.
Yeah.
And we moved initially towards more to SA because it's quicker to start than compared to HMO, and it's a shorter process compared to getting a HMO property.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we could go let's start with SAs, and it's quite easy to set up and to get cash flowing quite fast.
Fantastic.
And then I asked how much time did they actually invest on going and finding, properties to secure it for a rent business. If you're renting it from a landlord, getting the right legals, right compliance, and then obviously letting it out as an Airbnb.
How did you manage to just go and get that unit done? Because it is challenging to get a unit, by the way.
100%.
So talk us through that journey.
So at the time, I was working part-time at my job.
Right.
Obviously, university at the side. So that time, every day I was bringing I was on Rightmove every day. Every day I woke up at 9 a.m. So basically, I would treat it as a full-time job. So I would treat it as a 9 to 5. So every day go on Rightmove, Zoopla, on the market, Open Rent. So all these different platforms, and basically try to find.
And then I asked him, where are you learning on how to get bookings for your properties?
Give me a heads up. Were you guys in a mentorship or anything like that prior to obviously working with me, or even before you got your unit?
Yeah, we did do a mentorship before we got the first properties.
Yeah.
So we had a mentor from, I think,
May.
Yeah.
May last year. Yeah.
For 6 months. So
6 months, yeah.
6 months. Yeah, fantastic. And obviously you've got the unit.
When I do like a discovery call and if you've been in a discovery call with the client and with myself, I generally spend a lot of time trying to understand what you guys have been doing already to make sure that anything we do is going to add more value, obviously going to get you those results. And in today's video, I really wanted to sit down because the reason why I'm putting those 3 questions in front is a lot of time people don't understand and the guest booking behaviors per platform. Because at the end of the day, when you look at booking.com, you're probably thinking, Piers is the platform for us to advertise properties to get bookings. I'm thinking, well, it is a platform, but how do I optimize to create an ad which is based on certain type of guest behaviors, right? i.e., in this later on in this training today, I'm going to go through 3 platforms which we've absolutely nailed the process. We've worked with over 3,000 properties on all of this scenario, and I know exactly why and how this is going to work. Now, if you watched 2 of the further series, the earlier series, this is your first one to learn about what is guest booking behavior. And in this video, it's actually more exciting. And again, I can tell you this today, 99% of people cannot still understand their lead time, when does customer book and when do they actually come in, and their length of stay, right? Which means how long is a potential guest going to stay. I have explained about, booking, basically guest booking behavior. I've explained about the lead time and length of stay, but in today's free training, I really want to go deep into understanding why guests have a booking behavior online and what exactly are you looking for. Well, let me take you to my screen and we can go through it together. So firstly, a guest booking behavior per platform. Now I've chosen 3 major platforms in the UK, the first one being booking.com. Now as you can see in my screen, booking.com guest booking behavior. In this case, you have got your last minute booking clients, i.e. your families, your business traveler who's going to book with you a very last minute. So the lead time for these people are generally between 1 to 2 nights, right? So because they're booking you last minute, they're choosing a platform which is booking.com. Obviously booking.com, the main thing for booking.com I've realized is if you have got an option which says instant booking turn off, which is their new feature, you can list it with that. However, it's not as fluent as Airbnb's option. So the chances are somebody's going to book you straight away. So it's not going to be an inquiry. The guest behavior is they're going to book you straight away. It's a last minute lead time, which means they're going to arrive tomorrow or even in 2 nights time. And generally the length of stay is going to be between 2 to 3 nights minimum. All right, so you can see the guest behavior is last minute, family, trip, or business travelers. The lead time is generally going to be 1 or 2 nights before they arrive. The length of stay is going to be 2 or 3 nights minimum stay, and they're going to book you straight away. So that is booking.com example for a last minute family or business traveler. Now, the second platform I want to talk about is Airbnb. Now, with guest booking behavior, it's going to be a relocation from Dubai to UK. The lead time is generally going to be 10 to 14 days before they arrive to the property. The length of stay is generally going to be a month initially, so they're going to book you for a month and can be longer depending on where they're going to move into a permanent, normal tenancy, or even purchasing a home at later date. And lastly, with Airbnb, you've got a feature where it's instant book and turn offer on, which means either a client can book you straight away, and if you've got instant book and turn on, which means that people will not be or turn off, which means people has to inquire first, which means as a host, you need to physically accept the booking. Now, again, going back to what I said here, the guest booking behavior. This guest who is a relocation from Dubai to UK, the likely chances are it's less than 5% that they're going to go on booking.com to do exactly what they've done here with the lead time or the length of stay, and especially around booking it straight away and inquiry. The chances are in booking.com, guest doesn't have an option to speak to host before they book because they might have a question. In Airbnb, they can physically ask you a question first, and then as long as they are happy, then they can book with you. So again, a completely different guest booking behavior. The third one you can see is your own website. Now, the guest booking behavior is they've seen your branding on Airbnb profile. So guys, look, if you haven't got your branding on your Airbnb profile, make sure you go and talk about it. But you can see they've seen your branding on Airbnb and they've Googled your company name, they've seen your website. It's a company PA who wants to book Monday to Friday for their staffs for next 6 months. Now, the lead time for this guest booking behavior is a week, right? It's somebody from the office inquiring for a staff Monday to Friday stay, and is for the next 6 months. They're working on a project. They've inquired from your website. So in this case, if you didn't have website, and more importantly, if you didn't have your Airbnb branding on your profile, your actual Airbnb profile, then people would not have been able to Google you. The length of stay is 4 nights every week, but it's for the next 6 weeks because Monday to Friday they stay and work in a location, and then Friday night they go back home, stay with their family, stay in their home, come back again on a Monday night to stay, right? So the length of stay is still going to be 4 nights every week for the next 6 months. And the way they actually do is they inquire first, because obviously they're working or actually getting quotation from different properties and different hosts, and then they book later. So in a nutshell, guys, this free training was all about you understanding your guest booking behaviors. Now, what I showed you about the lead from your website, that's something somebody might not be able to do in booking.com straight away because they've got to book you first. Now, there are a lot of don't get me wrong, there are a lot of contractors who is only working for 2-3 weeks. Generally, they do like to go in booking.com for the ease, right? Because they'll go Monday to Friday booking, and then the week after they're going to say, oh, we're coming back again. The likely chances are they're not 100% sure. They don't block your calendar straight away. They will always let you know on a Friday or a Saturday for the next week. So they're pretty last minute. So you don't get to plan your bookings. The website lead that I mentioned, how a PA in the office has come back and asked for, they know that they're going to be there for 6 months. They know that they want a good deal. They want to make sure they've got a great location, great property. They want good companies to work with. So hence why every booking guest behavior is completely different. This series that I'm trying to make people understand about understanding booking behaviors is something that you if you Google online, you will not see this content, because not a lot of mentorship, training programs, actually invest time doing this. But more importantly, they're not doing that in their business. I know, I work with a lot of mentors. They haven't got this in their business, and I spend a lot of time trying to make them understand these processes for their own businesses. So guys, look, I hope you enjoyed another GrowYourBnb video. It's episode number 3. If you haven't watched the last 2 episodes, please make sure you go and watch it. A bit around lead time and length of stay, also around the guest booking behavior, the guest type initially. But look, there's going to be more videos, and there's one more series coming out, or one more episode coming out. And yeah, look forward to seeing you next week. Please make sure you hit that like, subscribe and share, and we'll be back with another video soon.